Hey guys, this is the Prince of Macedon, doing a commentary video on the grassy flatlands. This is a Rome versus Macedonia battle. I'm in command of the Brutii Romans here in green, and my opponent is MrDestructo in command of the Macedonians. You can see the battle's already started. I had to cut off the first few minutes in order to make this fit in under 10 minutes. So, we have time to look at my army first. On the front, I have 4 units of legionary cohorts. They've got the sweet segmented armor. And I've got 2 more legionary detachments in the back. Here they are. And then I have 4 units of Roman archers. They are exchanging fire with the Macedonian archers. And at the very back, I have 2 squadrons of Roman cavalry. Now let's look at the army of MrDestructo. And it's pretty interesting because this army, I instantly recognize it. This is one of my armies actually. I think my opponent's seen one of my videos. I believe in my Greek-speaking video, this is the army I used. This is the Macedonia 61 Epsilon army. It's composed of 4 royal pikes, 4 archers. Then he has 2 squadrons of Macedonian cavalry. Here they are. Then he has 2 more squadrons of companion cavalry, and this is where his general's at. There he is. So I figured my opponents watched some of my videos, so I had to be extra careful in this battle. Initially I had one long continuous line of legionary cohorts, but seeing his cavalry, I withdrew into a second line here. This will ward off his cavalry from my front line. Okay, so we're still exchanging missile fire, and he's trying to lure my secondary line out of position so he can strike, or so that he can sandwich my infantry. So here comes his phalanx here, coming forward here. This is part of his plan. And my general's hanging out right here. Where's he at? Oh, my general's out in the back line, actually. Here he is. He's keeping an eye out on those companion cavalry. He knows the danger of companions. So I've always wondered what it would be like to fight against my own army. So this is interesting. 2 fun armies against one another. While I'm keeping an eye out on his cavalry, I'm also keeping an eye out on his phalanx. And I've got my legionnaires ready to throw their pila at these guys. I've got to weaken the phalanx before I engage it with my infantry. So we're going to do that. And here comes his first raid here. He's coming in with his companions first. And I've got my guys nearby for support. He's going to quickly get out of there. And you can see my legionnaires in the background. They're throwing pila at these Macedonian cavalrymen. And I'm bringing in some cavalry to support the back line. So here's what's going on over here. One of his companions broke through where they got around my cavalry, and they have hit my right flank with a hammer and anvil strike. See that blinking white unit? At first I thought that was a legionary unit withdrawing, but luckily they were just archers. It's still bad to lose troops, but it's better to lose archers than legionary. Alright, so here's the battle in the back line. It's getting kind of chaotic. And I've got to get out of there because his companions are launching hammer and anvil strikes at free will against my infantry line. And it says here, if my guys stay like this, they will lose. So I've got to win in the back line. And only my infantry can do that because my Roman cavalry has routed. There goes that one. And my other one's way out back there, near the borderline already. After seeing my cavalry gone, that freed up some more cavalry for him to launch more hammer and anvil strikes on my infantry. This time he's attacking my left line. Now I'm trying to race my legionnaires back to my second line. I've got to get rid of these cavalry before they cause a rupture in my infantry. This is general. They're smashing my infantry right now. It's not good. You can see my guys routing here. This particular unit of Roman archers, they're going to stop routing, and that's going to be very crucial later on in the battle. Okay. I'm bringing up my secondary line of legionary cohorts. I'm going to try to outflank his infantry. I'm going to try to hit him back. because he's been hitting me this whole time. Now it's my turn. But unfortunately, he sandwiches my legionary cohorts right there with a double pincer attack with his cavalry, and that quickly annihilates my legionnaires trying to attack in the back. So while that's going on, I'm going to bring up my last reserve unit here of legionnaires, and I'm going to try to outflank his infantry again. It's risky, but if I don't try, I'm going to die. So that's going to scare his cavalry away, and that's also going to turn his flank, as you can see here. See how that line became detached from his phalanx? After turning, that leaves him open for a encirclement right here. He tried to rectify the situation with a cavalry assault on these legionnaires, but one of his Macedonian cavalrymen right here, they routed because there were so few of them. The charge actually hurt them more than it hurt me. So these guys are free now, and this is my first opening in the battle. And that was only possible because I took a chance with my reserves. Meanwhile, he's launching more hammer and nimble strikes with his cavalry, and I've got my arrows attacking them. Alright, so these guys are about to lose these pikemen here. Seeing that, I used my extra legionary cohorts to attack these guys. They were freed up from the from my initial flanking movement. So I'm going to try to smash this line here. That'll free up even more legionnaires. And I've routed the pikes on this side. Now I'm going to use my reserve unit to wrap around his phalanx. And he's going to use this extra companion unit here to launch more hammer and emerald strikes. And that's going to be very costly for me. And that actually routes my right flank there. A combination of companions and pikes hitting my right flank. Now I've got my archers on flaming mode. I'm going to try to take care of these companions. And see the danger of my flaming archers? He's going to try to charge forward and take out my archers here. I'll take out one horse, and that's going to be enough to rout his general unit. So there goes his general. Now I have a morale bonus against him, and I have the upper hand. He's still surrounding my infantry though with his extra pikes. And one of his pikes came back from routing, so I'm being surrounded. But as I said, I got this with Roman archer unit back here. And they're going to play a crucial role protecting my infantry here. While these guys are encircling my infantry, I've got my archers setting these guys on fire. And you can see the flames coming. It's 4th of July. And they rout. Thank goodness for my Roman archers. And that caused a mass rout here among his pikes. These guys rout. He has one pike unit left that hasn't routed yet. But they are now surrounded by my legionnaires. Try to take care of this infantry line here, what's left of it. He has some archers back here trying to support his infantry, but they retreat. And there goes his last pike unit. I'm going to use my Roman archers on this side to pin down these archers across from them. And look at this mass panic among the archers of Macedonia. I'm going to push forward with my legionnaires. One of his pike units has stopped routing, but I'm not too worried about them now that I have an infantry superiority. I'm going to charge forward, take out some archers in the process. And these brave Macedonians are going to resist as long as they can, but it's not going to be too much longer because you can see my legionnaires coming in for an envelopment on these Macedonians. I never liked seeing Macedonians die in this game, but it's necessary for this battle. And I've routed those last pike units. What's left of his army has withered away because without the pikes, he only has a few archers. And I dedicate this battle to my Roman archers because they saved the day. Also to the courage of my legionnaires because they held the line. That was an average victory. I had 856 kills with 364 men remaining. MrDestructo killed 637 of my men, and he had 151 men remaining. Good game to MrDestructo.